Transfers, big stories coming out. West Ham have had a bid for John Duran of up to £50 million rejected. Honestly, it's mad. A lot of fans are calling out phantom bid on that one, but it is very telling. So even though it's been rejected, in a second, I'll get to you what that tells me, what the big takeaway is from the fact that we have bid £50 million for John Duran, who, look, Fabrizio has come out and said that Villa have no intention to sell, which is not surprising. I mean, look, he's been brilliant. He has been really good for Villa. Obviously, his currency is currently suspended. However, he's a very volatile character, and he's still been in and out of the side. And it's one of those ones. I don't think we've really... It would take a lot of money for us to... More money, it seems, than we are willing to pay. But there's talks that PSG have outbid us, that we other clubs like PSG come in and we couldn't compete with the likes of PSG. So who knows? I mean, look, Villa should do everything they can to try and keep him happy. But like I said, he is a volatile character. I think we've got a Villa fan in there saying that Watkins suits Emery more than Duran. There you go. I mean, look, that's the key. I mean, look, to me, if you've got someone like Duran, build your team around him. If he's, banging in goals. But other clubs are going to start taking notice. I see Robbie on... Oh, shit. I just realized I've got a banner up. Oh, crap. Oh, wait, hold up. Yeah. All this time, I wasn't meant to shout it yet. I'm here, right. Bloody hell. How clueless am I, honestly? Please tell me you could all hear me when I was talking at least. Jesus Christ. What a howler. Just the transfer window, January, it's always a pain in the ass for me. It's just such a stressful window. And we see Sullivan get up to his tricks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me see. Can everyone hear me? Yeah, could hear me. Okay, you just couldn't see me. Nice one. So, look, what this tells me, let's be real. Let's be really honest. We're not getting Duran. We missed our chance. Some people think that Villa was never going to sell him to us in August. You never know. But there's a good chance they were just pissing about. But you have someone like Duran who can force moves. Maybe he gets too much of a handful. But I feel like any chance that we did have, we've missed. The ship has sailed. Now bigger clubs are going to start to look at him for sure. So, but the fact that we've bid, and apparently Claret & Hugh have confirmed it, which is basically, their sort of Sullivan's PR team. No offense to them. But he sort of confirmed that we've bid 50 million for him, which tells you we have money to spend. We've got money to spend on players. So what's stopping us? And this is why I don't like these links to, some of the players that we are linked with. I think it was, Taiwo Awoniyi from Forest. And this is what really annoys me. And this is where phantom bid, those accusations. I never fully can get on board with the phantom bid thing, because it's like, well, what if it gets accepted? Like, if you're like, you don't want to spend 50 mil and you go, let's bid it. Like, I know they wouldn't, but just say they turn around and did accept it. You're like, oh crap. Like, you got to spend it. But yeah, so Duran, we can knock that on the head. We all need to just move on from Duran. Even though he was twerking for West Ham, he was giving it all of that. It would have been nice. But why can't we sign a Duran before they become a flipping Duran? This is what annoys me. They go out and find this kid and get him before he becomes this superstar. Why are we so crap at signing strikers? Now, why are we linked with Taiwo Awoniyi? Nottingham Forest's injury-prone cast-off. There's a whole continent, there's a whole world out there of players, and we can't find these gems ever. It's just honestly, our track record with signing strikers is so painful. It is so beyond painful. And now we're linked with Taiwo, and we've talked about a loan deal. I don't think they want to loan him out, Forest. And then we've talked about £20 million that we're going to try and bring down. This was Jack Rosser that's reported this, and a few others have confirmed it. For me, no, I'm not interested. And this is the problem. Two completely different profiles of player. Duran, Awani. So what is the vision? Are we just trying to get what we can get? Like just anyone that's a striker, just bring someone in for the sake of bringing someone in. Graham Potter confirmed that we didn't want to do that. We don't want to just sign someone now. And this is how you end up with a Danny Ings. And to me, Taiwo Awani looks like a little bit more of a technical Danny Ings. He just seems like a tap-in merchant, an injury-prone tap-in merchant. Let's go over his injury history and tell you why I don't think... Listen, if we've got no other options and he's on loan as a body, okay, I'll take it. But my gosh. So, yeah, like this is full injury history. So 17-18 season, when he was away on loan for Liverpool, he had a hamstring injury. He was a youth player, never played any games for Liverpool, I don't think. 78 days. Concussion in the 1920 season. 15 days. It's a concussion. It's a different thing. But then the 2021 season at Union Berlin, he had a torn muscle, missed 81 days. Groin injury in 22-23 for Forest, missed 87 days. 23-24, groin surgery, 74 days. And most recently, 23-24, last season, from 155 days, he had an unknown injury. So, is this what we want? Is this the type of player that we need? With Fulkrug injured, I'm going to get into the injury news and team news and all of that stuff ahead of the Fulham game. But Fulkrug out, Antonio out, Bowen out. That's what we're looking at? Really? How surface level can you get? Like, we're just going for any Premier League team's cast-offs that we can get. Where's the scouting? All the teams are out. You're telling me we can't get someone, like I said, even on loan, to come in and do a job and lead the line. I'd rather play a youngster. I don't know. Like, I haven't kept up much with the under 23s this season to see how they're doing and what our striking options are. I know we've loaned a lot of young players out there, if we can recall someone. But yeah, it's just I don't want to pay. Imagine we to pay 20 million for this guy. Straight swap Ings for Haaland. Yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. Oh, mate. If we sign this guy, listen, I'll give him a chance, back him, all of the stuff you're supposed to say, but it's just disappointing because you pay 20 million. That comes out of our budget. Like, I really think we need to sign a striker. I'd rather sign no striker than spend 20 million on him, because then we just wait till the summer and get what we need in the summer. Kolu Muani is available. Yeah, PSG. I think Man United are linked with Muani. We'll see. He was smashed it for Frankfurt, banging in goals for fun. Hasn't worked out for him at PSG. Hasn't worked out for him at all. So yeah, it's one that we could potentially look at if we could get him on loan. I don't know what sort of fee that they're talking about, but that's what I'm saying. There are options out there. There are options at these types of clubs, like the PSGs, that aren't getting game time, that you can look at, that will fit the profile. Now, as well, Taiwo Awani, he's not exactly been prolific either at all. 15 appearances, 1 goal this season. I know he hasn't really been in the team. He's been kept out by Chris Woods, but 15 appearances, 1 gone, a lot of them probably off the bench, but still, that's not good enough for me. Jonathan, a lot of people talk about Jonathan David. I don't know why. If we've got £50 million to bid for John Duran, why aren't we bidding for Jonathan David? Because he's out of contract in the summer. Clubs are going to be going for him. No one's bid for him yet. Go and get him. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind how we dilly-dally. We're in the second week of January now, and there doesn't seem to be anything concrete at all, apart from we just know that we bid for a player that we probably was never going to get. It's so, honestly, so frustrating the way that this club operates. And by the way, remember everyone, this is David Sullivan taking charge of transfers. This is David Sullivan in charge. So this is what you get. Divering Dave at his best. Ferguson, apparently Brighton are dilly-dallying over whether they want to sell him. They're dilly-dallying and they don't want to, they're unsure. So it's just taking too much time. We ain't got time to wait around for Brighton to sign their injury-prone young striker who, like I said, if he was fit, I'd have him. Honestly, did I play striker in my school days? No, I played midfield. Yes. Stop going for names linked with me. A pundit, where are the scouts? Yeah, this is it. Where are the scouts? But this is what we're going to do now. Now Sullivan's taken charge. The scouts are the agents that he's mates with. This is what it's just lazy to go for Forrest Castoff. It is absolutely, honestly, so frustrating. So CM for us. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll take the money and I'll have everyone just slag me off every week and I'll pocket the money and sleep soundly, mate. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, honestly, I'm so... apparently, Sullivan has confirmed it through his mates. And Fabrizio Romano's confirmed it. Which means, obviously, it's still rumours. Yeah, I know what you mean, Steve. Like, obviously, when I say confirmed, it doesn't mean it's 100%. These are all, it's all second, third hand info. So, you can take everything with a pinch of salt. But yeah, it's about profiles. So it's not so much just about the stats for me. It's about the profiles. Now, we've still got a lot to learn about what Potter wants to do with this West Ham side. But this is what frustrates me with Sullivan and West Ham is all the strikers we seem to be linked with are just vastly different from each other. So what's the plan? What's the vision? Why are we going from someone like Duran, who, is skillful, can create chances for himself, a great shot on himself, to like a tap-in merchant like Awini. It's Sean Processon said we are skint. And this is what I'm saying. Sean says we're skint, and then his website confirms we bid 50 million for bloody Duran. Can't be skint if we've got 50 million pounds to bid. Can we? So, yeah, it's very worrying how slow it's going. Obviously, we're linked with Kieran Drews of Dewsbury Hall on loan, which I think would be a very good signing. He's been unfortunate not to get the game time for Chelsea this season. They've been playing really well. Obviously, they've got a ton of players. But he seems to be that energy in midfield that we're desperately needing. So if we can get that one over the line, that would be good. So I think it's all about a loan with a view to buy on a permanent. Whether they want to let him go on a permanent. Obviously, he played for Maresca in the Championship, which is why I'm so surprised it hasn't worked out, really. But yeah, I would, Dewsbury Hall, definitely take him, 100%. The thing is, Chris, you sound like you started describing Michail Antonio. I mean, he isn't prolific, but he's a handful to defenders, extremely visible, runs into the channels and creates space. That in itself could help the likes of Somerville, Kudus run behind. Yeah, it just sounds like we're just describing a slightly less physical Antonio. You know, yeah, he likes to play off the last shoulder and stuff like that, which is all good. But 20 million, like, come on. You know, it's just like, if it was a fake bid, it might actually mean we have no money. But the problem is, mate, if you put in the bid, if you submit the bid, the money because if there is a chance that bid gets accepted and you have no money, then you're screwed. You're screwed. So that's the thing. Yeah. So that's my issue. But yeah, look, we need to get some bodies in because let me go over the injury news. And Graham Potter had his press conference today, and you know what? For the first time in a while, I sat there and enjoyed watching a press conference. My God. I probably watched like 2 of Lopetegui's press conferences and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. It'll be 100 million by the summer. I don't know if he'll be 100 million, but he'll be up there. Yeah, it's just typical low ball Sullivan. So apparently that's all we could afford because of FFP. So yeah, look, Füllkrug is said to be out for about 12 weeks. No surprise. His season's done as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he gets him back in mid-March. It's going to take him so much time to get up to pace. We might as well just think of the season without Füllkrug. We've got no option to recall Naif Agued. So that's unfortunate because he's doing really well. We could do with him. And I think he would suit Graham Potter. I think he would suit Graham Potter down to a T. And then we've got, Somerville is likely to miss the Fulham game, which is a big, big blow. Big blow, honestly. But I don't think he'll be out for too long. So he did feel his hamstring. But, mate, what a performance he had in that first half. And if Füllkrug and Somerville stay on the pitch, I think we go on to beat Villa for sure. That was a game changer. To Debo, no return date for him. Probably won't be. I think he's in full training, so he probably won't be available for the next few games. Mavropanos and Emerson are back in training. Mavropanos should be definitely back. Emerson, I think it's 50-50, but he's back in training. So yeah, like it's just one of them ones. Like the injuries situation isn't great, and you can see how thin we are. We can see how thin we are up top, and Ings, he just didn't do it for me. Let's see if he starts. I mean, he might not start. Cheers, Chris. He might not start still. He talked in the press conference about options of playing like Kudus up front or Paqueta up front, things like this. He might do a false 9 thing. But it's got to put a sense of urgency. And like I said, I fully agree with Potter. We don't want to just sign someone out of desperation. This is how you get the Jordan Hugills. This is how you get the Danny Ings that you end up being stuck with. If the Phantom Corner didn't help either, Red 5 in the Villa game. So I fully agree with not signing out of desperate. We should have been prepared. Like before the Antonio injury, the accident, and all that, we knew we needed a striker coming into January. We've known for so long, and it just seems we're once again so unprepared. And yes, we've changed managers, so we may have to look at different types of strikers. But again, it just feels like we're looking at vastly different profiles of players. That's my problem. Listen, I'll try Kudus. Listen, we can try it. We're desperate. Try Kudus as a 9. Try flipping Souček as a 9, for God's sake. It'd be more of a handful up top than he would in the middle of the pitch. That's for damn sure. Get him as a target man. Ollie Watkins. It is funny that like we haven't explored that, because surely there'd be more chance of us getting Watkins from Villa than Duran. There's talks about this could be his last season at Villa, and there's that transition. I was speaking to a Villa fan who said he could go next season. Try and get him now, again, I'm not sure if long-term Watkins is the answer. I think how old is he now? We've probably missed the boat on a player like what we had the chance to get him from Brentford, didn't we? We had that chance, so he's 30. Yeah, we don't need any more over 30 strikers. 29. He's born December. Okay, yeah, he's 29. He's 30 in December. So we don't need any more players around the 30 mark, because our 3 strikers, 2 of which are injured, have the combined age of 97 years old. We need youth up front. We need energy. We need pace. Please, West Ham, for God's sake, bring the age of this squad down. Bring it down, West Ham. Tony's going to be around that age. Ivan Toney, I'm done with. I don't think he's tearing it up in the Saudi League or wherever the hell he's gone. Yeah, so he's only 1 year younger. Or really, actually, he's 3 months younger than Watkins. So, yeah, he's about 28. So, yeah, very, very, very frustrating for me. We need to get a move on. But this is the thing. This is the thing when Sullivan is in charge. We're going back to, and this is the thing, whatever anyone thought of Stuyton, he got stuff done. He got transfer deals over the line. So a lot of people are reporting that we're in for Eli Wahi from Marseille, a lot younger than what we've been looking at. 22 years old. I can't say I've watched much of him, to be honest with you, but again, I would rather go for something like that. But yes, again, I need to see more profile of what he's like. Goal record isn't looking great. This is just out of context. 13 games, 3 goals, 1 assist this season. So if we just go in on that, it's not great. But again, profiles matter. And yeah, Graham Potter, I think it's time to just give Graham Potter the keys. He seems to have a good talent ID. We need to get in his data analysis. We need to get those in and try and build is he? Levente, is he? Oh, that name does ring a bell. Yeah. Yeah. Someone confirm that. Someone confirm if he is. But yeah, so we need to go out and get the right profile for how Potter wants to play. I was so encouraged by the performance against Villa. I really enjoyed it. But he's got his work cut out for him for the next coming weeks with those injuries. It's going to be very interesting to see who plays where. Guilherme, this is his time. I think Guilherme can play up front as well. So that could be an option. I want to see what he can get out of him. Let's see what we can do. And yeah, the performance was great. Red 5 is saying that people obsess over to confirm that he is the fiddler. All right, so maybe we'll not get Eli Wahi. We don't want any fiddlers in this scheme. Yeah, possession is a very misleading stat. It's a very misleading stat. Under Lopetegui, there was a lot of games where we had more possession. Guess what we did with it? F all. Didn't mean we were the better team. We still conceded more chances. We just passed it sideways and backwards. If you have more of the ball and you're just passing it between yourselves with no real threat, then that possession is meaningless, which is why I was... And this is the thing. My problem with Moyes wasn't about the lack of possession. Now, possession was a stat that we was looking at and going, well, we are doing the ball, because we was happy to just give up the ball and sit back, right? So you'd look and see how we had very little possession in games. Sometimes it was like less than 10% possession, which was outrageous. But it was how slow we moved the ball. Potter, we was trying to get that ball up the pitch as quickly and directly as possible. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see passing it sideways, backwards. I want to see us moving quick. Villa had no shots and they were just passing it around themselves. So that's not a good side. That's not a good performance if you're doing that. We had less possession, but we were the better side. So anyone that knows football will know that. But yeah, pacey striker needed, which is why I don't get why we're looking at Awini. It's been very slow in terms of updates, like very slow. And you would hope that means that we're moving in silence. But we know this club, don't we? We know this club. We never move in silence. So if it's quiet, there's a good chance that we're not moving much at all. Callum will, if I swear, if I see Callum Bailey in a West Ham shirt, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. It is 3 years too late for Callum Wilson at West Ham. No, thank you. Get him out. Get him out of here. Well, don't get him out. Just don't get him in. So, super frustrated. But we got to move. And like Fulham is huge tomorrow. Big game. Before I get into that, the banner I had up. So this is an event that I'm doing for 12th Man. This is London. It's going to be me, Arsenal fan, lead judges from AFTV, Dan Potts as well. You've seen him on AFTV. Deji Spurs fan, D the Palace fan, Don the Chelsea fan. And we're going to do a live show at the Hippodrome Casino, £10 a ticket. You can come down. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to have some great topics and games and like categories that everyone's going to be able to get involved. And hopefully you'll come down. I need a West Ham turnout. Link is in the description, but I need a West Ham. I need the West Ham turnout to back me up here because I'm going against all the other London clubs, man. And it's going to be tense. It's going to be tense, but you can come down. We're going to have a little bit of a drink afterwards and all of that stuff. So like I said, the link is in the description. So do go and check that out, everyone. That should be a good one. So like I said, I'm going to invite him. We'll see if they can come down for sure. It's a Friday. Oh yeah, sorry, it is a Friday. It's the 24th. What donut I am. Yes, Friday the 24th of January, 7:45. There's a QR code there on there. There's going to be some giveaways. I think like some shirts and that, football shirts, West Ham shirts. And yeah, we've got some segments. There'll be some Q&A. There'll be some like agree, disagree things about West Ham, and it's going to be it's going to be heated. So yeah, it'd be great if you can all come down. Like I said, it's a £10 ticket, and they're doing like a beer and a burger for a £10 as well. Hippodrome, Leicester Square. Got loads on. No worries, Barry. It'd have been good to have you down, but like I said, just have a think about it. And yes, it's in the description. So I have to mention Fulham. Look, I don't know when we're going to get players in for, right? We have to. What we've got is what we're going into Fulham with, and it's probably what we're going in Palace with. We're not going to have any signings for these next two games. After that, bloody hell, we've got Villa. Villa away, and we've got some Villa fans in the chat. Oh, I would love to get some revenge. That is the 26th of January. We need some signings in for that game, for the 26th of January. Desperately. Hopefully, we should have Somerville back. We won't get Bowen back. Bowen's still going to be out, I think, between the 15th and the 25th of February. So it's going to be a while before we get Jared Bowen back. And even then, he's not going to be up to speed. So by the 26th, I don't want a deadline day thing. There are 3 fixtures there. 2 of them, we're going to have to go with what we've got. Fulham are very, very tough opponents. So I can't predict the lineup because of the state the team's in. But maybe we could go Kudus up top, Guilherme on the right, and then Paqueta on the left. Yeah, I can't even know what the hell he's going to do. It is so difficult. And yeah, at least we'll have VAR. At least it will find a way to screw us over, won't it? It will find a way to screw us over, VAR. It always does. So, yeah, honestly. No, I think it seemed to be precautionary, but I think he felt his hamstring. I don't know if he pulled it, but you're right, Chris. You don't want to mess around with hamstring. You don't want to take the risk. So don't play him until we're completely sure that he's, fit 100%. So yeah, tomorrow it's huge. It's a huge game. Like Graham Potter's first home game. If we play like we did in that first half against Villa, then I'll be excited. Win, lose or draw, Joe. So yeah, to recap, £50 million bid for Duran rejected. Taiwo Ini, we've got £20 million. They're talking about loan, but Forest want £20 million. Just avoid completely, and we can't recall Aguerd. So, and there's some other players we're linked with. We're linked with El Waini. So yeah, it's not exciting. There's nothing exciting on the horizon when it comes to transfers at the moment. And we're not linked with getting rid of anyone, which we can't really. I mean, there are players that need to go, but not right now. Not right now. We as much as people are like, not loving Mavropanos right now, we need that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if we've bid 50 million, just get David. Just get Jonathan David. But for some reason, we don't see. We've been linked with Jonathan David for years now. I can't remember one concrete official bid. Yeah, Cornet was not in the Southampton squad in the last game. High chance he's coming back, and yeah, he could end up as our striker. Yeah, honestly, but I can't remember the lot where we've ever put in a serious bid for Jonathan David. We just seem to be flirting with it and no attempts. Go get him, because the summer, the market is going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard. Even this window, quite a few clubs are looking for strikers. Bloody Villa just signed a striker. Villa signed a striker. Villa fan, how greedy do you want to be? You've got two top strikers and you're signing another striker. If they can sign a striker when they've already got two great options to choose from, we've just got Danny Ings. Why can't we? I think they spent something like 20 odd million on this guy at Villa. It's so frustrating, how crap we are at signing strikers. I honestly think Fulkrug, Malan, no, he's also a striker. I think he's been playing as a winger recently, but he's traditionally a striker. Bailey he's been crap for years. So I don't know why anyone still rates Bailey. He's been crap since he's joined Villa, and he had little spurts, but he traditionally is a striker, but he's just been playing on the wing. Maybe they'll play him on the wing, but he's also a good option as a striker. Chukwuemeka, we are linked with him. We're just linked. Linked FC. Linked FC. That's all we are. We're just linked with people. But I'm telling you now, we don't finally go get a decent strike. We end up with just a pile of garbage like we usually do, mate. I just give up. I give up when it comes to strikers. I see, look, all these other clubs. How did a club like Brentford find Watkins and Ivan Toney? Isak, I know he weren't a complete unknown, but they were able to go get Isak for decent money and bring him to the Prem. And look at him. Duran for Villa. Even bloody hell, look what Forest are able to turn Chris Wood. Look what they've done with Chris Wood. I could go on and on. All these players. Delap for Ipswich. All these clubs. Fine. Even Mateta, Palace. Mateta's better than pretty much most strikers we've signed in under David Sullivan and Gold and that. I just don't get how we are so bad at this. So bad. Really, really frustrates me. We're yet to make an official approach for Awini. Started just two Premier. What's the point of that? What is the point of signing someone like that? We ain't getting Delap. We ain't getting Delap. I think Arsenal already linked it. Honestly, Delap's, I think it's going to be hard. A lot of clubs are going to be in for Delap. They are. So, yeah, I don't see it happening. But yeah, we need to go in and just find that striker. Like I said, so if it can't happen now, wait in the summer. If we can get a loan, like I said, Aouini on loan, I take it. Ferguson, if you can get him on loan, just get a loan for now. Let's build in the summer. I want to give Potter the funds he needs. He deserves some. We gave flipping Lopetegui, 150 mil. We need to be giving Potter at least that. Because what a waste that was. What a waste of time it was to give all that, just to even have Lopetegui in as a team. Duran will go Arsenal. Nah, I don't. I think he could go abroad, but Villa are going to have to make him the main man now, because clubs like that will be in for him. But yeah, we've massively missed the boat on it, as usual. So I'll take Xerxes on loan. They do want to. They're trying to sell Xerxes, Man United. He's not great. I mean, it was a great penalty he took last night. We can all laugh at Arsenal, but yeah, he's not great. But I would take him on loan. But I just can't see him doing it, Man United. I think they want to sell. Even in Steve. If I had £1 for every, Arsenal were just going to be linked to everyone, but they ain't got that kind of. They just ain't looking to spend like that. You know what I mean? And if we've bid 50 mil for Duran, there's no excuse not to spend. Jonathan David is the one. He's available for free in the summer. Do a £20 million bid now. No pissing about. Put it down. Get accepted. Get him in. That's as simple as we've got no excuses now. So frustrating. Like, if we had Graham Potter in from the start, imagine where we could be right now. And go and spend some money and get his data analyst out of Chelsea. Go and get it, bring him in. Because that's what we're going to give Graham Potter all the tools he needs. I think David will go to a Champions League club. Well, he will if we don't end up bidding before anyone else does. That's why you got to get in early. Because if no one else is really going for him, and he's like, well, this Premier League club's going for me, and they're showing ambition and blah, 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 get Tim to go and work his magic, we'd have a chance. You don't get the player if you don't bid for the player. 100% of the time, you will not get the player if you don't put the bid in. Put the bid in. Should have had Amorim. Yeah, listen, I think Amorim's going to be a very good signing. But again, it goes back to Sullivan's penny pinching. It all goes back to Sullivan's penny pinching. That's what it comes down to. And I'm just sick of it. I'm so sick of David Sullivan and how he runs this club. And that's one of the big things, big reasons I was skeptical about Graham Potter, because he's not got Tony Bloom. He's got David Sullivan to work with. You know, I don't know what Jonathan David's wages are. People talk about Jonathan David's wages. But I can't imagine they're very high. I'll put Jonathan wages. Yeah, that will nail it down. Jonathan David's wages. Let's have a look. 30,000 a week. Come on. We can bloody treble that. We could treble his wages. If that's what he's earning, 30 grand a week. Mate, look at what we're giving Ings like 120 grand a week. Great. You know, so if you go in, offer him 90 grand a week off the bat, £20 million, I think we get the job done. But they won't do that. Be buzzing if we got that. Get Jonathan David in for 20 mil. Get in Dewsbury Hall on loan. Maybe look at a left back. Be laughing. We got 2 weeks left. We've done nothing. So, yeah, honestly, it's a no-brainer. It's a absolute no-brainer to go for them. But again, Sullivan's got no brain. So, yeah, we're going to, piss about. And we're going to be linked to us. We're just going to get someone in that's going to be crap again. Another M&EK. That's what we're going to end up with. Another M&EK. These players that, honestly, the striker record of this club is brutal. Absolutely brutal. And like I said, now Sullivan's taking charge. We can expect more of the same at West Ham. So, but yeah, tomorrow, listen, it's going to be a tough one. But like I said, if we perform like we did in the first half, we beat Uncle Ike. If we perform like we did in the first half against Villa, we will beat Fulham. We will. I honestly think that. That is what I like to see. Just work rate, working their asses off, closing players down, winning the ball back high up the pitch. Go and do that, and we'll win. The atmosphere will be good. Honestly, when I was watching that game with Scott, I felt alive again as a fan. I haven't felt that way in so long. Excited to watch the team, and if we like tomorrow, the atmosphere will be great. And we go get the win because we're gonna need the points. Like I said, Fulham Palace. If we get 6 points out of that puts us in good stead. That takes us to 29 points. My God, it's really not been great. 29 points. And yeah, we could end up going above Spurs and Man United, which would be lovely. And try and go for that top 10. I think top 7 is probably going to be a step too far with 10 points off that. But listen, if he can get a top 10 finish, I'm buzzing with that. Let's just not get no more injuries. And that's the thing. I just think these players have been playing walking football for the past bloody whole season. And when they're actually asked to run, they're suffering. So fitness is going to be a big thing. Forget about the lap. He's destined for bigger things, I think, if he goes. So, yeah, like I said, let's see tomorrow. We're going to be there, fan cams, all that jazz. Jace might be with me, so I'm not 100% sure if there'll be a watch along if Jace is there. Don't forget, link in the description. Get your tickets. Come and say hello and back me and the West Ham faithful as we take on all these other London scumbags. Yeah, especially two Arsenal lead judges. He's done it again. Good old lead judges. He was fuming after last night, rightly so, but highly entertaining to see him lose his head and Dan Potts. So yeah, link in the description. Thank you all. We will be keeping up to date with all these transfers if anything bloody happens. But unfortunately, yeah, John Duran is not happening.